Hey everyone, welcome to the Big Man's Cabana. I am your host, Matthew J. Lepore, and I am on with Rob Cooper. Now, Rob, you are the executive chef over at Creekside. You've also been a lifetime chef in various different places. So, obviously, you've been doing this for a while.
Correct.
And I'm assuming once you go to Indiana, you're going to be still doing this.
Well, either Indiana, Kentucky, could be as far as Alabama, could be, I don't know. It all depends on what we're going to do. Housing market-wise, it's a little crazy right now.
So, how did you get started with being a chef?
It was all family-oriented.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah. My grandparents used to own what was called the Coffee Cup in Phoenixville, down on Gay and Bridge. That was back in the early 60s.
What is that now?
I think it's a tax place.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay. Done.
Probably yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a tax place now. But we stayed in Phoenixville, and then I think at the age of 12, 13, my father, not my family, started a business called Positively Pasta, which is now located up in Pottstown. I believe it's still
Pasta.
there. Yeah.
Oh, gee. So you all have been cooks throughout your life? I
have, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So then from that, did you just cook straight through? And then I know you went to school for this too, right?
I did. I through junior high and high school, back in my day, it's probably similar to today.
Just bring that just a little closer.
We were able to do a freshman year of high school to figure out what trade we wanted to do.
Sure. Okay.
So I took auto mechanics, carpentry, and culinary. Well, it was a no-brainer with culinary because our gym class was with cosmetology. So,
What, you didn't want to do hair and do makeup and all that kind of stuff?
Well, the girls are hotter, and
You hear this, Don?
Why not have gym class with a bunch of cosmetologists?
That's actually a great. I don't know why I never thought of that.
Yeah, that's just went hand in hand. It was either print shop and auto body with a bunch of drug addicts and then sniffers. So I mean, they all went.
Do people
together.
still sniff? Is that a thing?
I don't know. There's so much going on nowadays. Who knows what people do? So yeah. Oh
God. So when you choose culinary there.
Correct.
And then you said that was freshman year. So you did that all 4 years?
I did.
Okay. So then when you were done with school, did you go straight to your actual academic for that, or did you?
Well, to be honest with you, I'd never finished high school.
Okay.
Like when I was there, my senior year was split half of the high school in Phoenixville and then half at the tech school.
Okay, I understand.
So I finished my tech school, but I never finished my high school. I did graduate.
Okay.
So what I did was I had a girlfriend at the time whose brother was a general manager at the Barron's Inn, which is now Creed's in King of Prussia.
Oh, right. We've had this conversation. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Right. So I did an internship under probably one of the best chefs I've ever learned under. Granted, he was Hawaiian, working in a German.
How does that work?
I don't know. I have no idea how that worked out. But he was a great chef. He was a great mentor. So that was, I think, from 17 to 18 when I was that young. Yeah.
Now, how was that? So when you were mentoring there, what were some things that you saw when you were like doing your culinary there at the tech school? What were some things that you saw that were different in that kitchen?
Well, when I was at the tech school, I kind of accelerated in the baking aspects of it. Like, I was big on making like flower roses and cakes and decorating and stuff like that. I thought that would have been my niche.
Yeah.
Well, when you make 1,000 icing roses, it
weighs on you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was bad. And then for my senior project for that, and I lost my scholarship to Johnson & Wales by 2 points. So I was like, okay, well, I'm done for this. But again, goes back to the family root of, my my father bought another restaurant, which was called a Copper Top, which used to be Yellow Springs Tavern, Yellow Springs Inn. I don't know. It's down in Malvern. And I was running that from 16 to 18.
Oh, you were running that.
Yeah.
So what was that like?
Intense.
It probably was in a restaurant, not intense. I'm sorry. Bad dad joke. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. So you were there from 16 to 18. Now, I have a question. And this is
While I was in school.
Okay, so this is what I have asked Cody before, and I don't know if he struggles with this sometimes, but I have noticed that when you're 16 or 18 and you're running things,
Right.
and you have people that are, let's say, 30s,
Right.
and they've been around the block, and they see this 16-year-old kid giving them orders. Like, how was that?
It wasn't bad because it was the family nucleus of everything.
Okay.
Good friends, good mentors, everything else like that. I knew my shit.
Okay.
And it seemed to work out well.
Okay, good.
So,
That was always one question I always had, because you see a lot with like family-owned businesses where they have different cooks, different people working the front, and they go, oh, here's the kid's son,
right.
And it, like, because a lot of the times you might see that they're like a little
There's
pretentious.
a 50, yeah. There is about a 50-50 chance that the sibling or the child will be preferred over another person and everything else like that. So it has to be balanced. I guess as far as the owners would have to be perceptive on that and see who they trust the most.
Yeah.
And if they want their business to survive, they have to have that trust.
Okay, so let's say you were 17, you said you were there for 16 to 18.
Mm-hmm.
So around like when you were like 17, when did you start realizing that like this was something that you want to continue doing?
Professionally, probably not till I was 19 or 20.
Okay, so,
Yeah,
so when you were there, you were still figuring everything out then?
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I had a lot of family issues at the time.
Yeah.
As far as, back in the day, early 90s, drugs and alcohol were a very big issue.
Yeah.
Not per se in my life, but in some very close friends and stuff like that was a big issue. So I had to step up.
Mm-hmm.
I had to be somebody I wasn't even planning on being.
Yeah, yeah.
So in order for the family to thrive, I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah, I understand.
So
how is that now? So when you're looking at it like this, like I know you, like your son or whatever it is, do you feel that like with Culinary and being able to like really bring yourself up, being a respected chef, do you think that's been better on him to see someone who can he can look up to and be like, this is what I want for you?
As far as my son?
Yeah.
I tried to bring my son into the fold.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure if he was capable to do it. Skills wise, yes, he was absolutely able to do it, and I love my son to death, and he tried his best. He went to Culinary, with the schools and everything else like that. Even tried to get him into Walnut Hill, but and I don't want to talk down about my son or anything else like that, and I don't disrespect him in any way, but it takes a very thick skin to be in this industry. As far as the torment, the torture, the jokes and everything, some people aren't built that way, and he was one of them. Yeah. And I'm actually kind of glad that he didn't choose this path.
Glad for
him. Because what he's doing now is so much better.
Yeah.
And that was my goal, was to make sure that he was better than I could ever be.
Sure.
So.
Well, no, that's good. And that's actually a really good positive mindset, because that's one of the things that I've seen personally with you in the kitchen. And it's one of those things that always rings true. And I always think about it, too, like when I lift. And I don't know if you realize this, but that one phrase, don't let them see you sweat, followed by moose knuckle. But that nickname, I don't usually say in my own head.
You'll have it to the day I die.
But it's so funny because, like, it's one of those things where you do have to have kind of thick skin. Like, I know I'll get emotional, but it's just, that is one thing that I do want to stress, is you do have to have a level of like craziness or thick skin to really like.
not just about the thick skin or the craziness. It's just that if you ever want to succeed in life,
Mm-hmm.
personally, never let them see you sweat. To me,
Yeah.
means never let them get to you. Never let them bring
Yeah.
you down. Never let them degrade you.
Mm-hmm.
Never let them see that they're getting the best of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you never let them see you sweat, you can go so much further. You can elevate yourself personally, internally, mentally, physically than anybody could ever imagine.
Yeah. No, that's a nugget. So like a nugget is something that's like
I
yeah.
know what a nugget
Okay,
is.
cool. Okay. Well, because no, the only reason I say that is like another podcast I said that they go, what a nugget like a I'm like no it means like a
Right.
but no, that is cool because I think that those kind of aspects can help in any kind of point in their life.
Yep.
Someone struggling with school, someone struggling with like a lift or family issues or whatever it is. That's really positive. Plus, there's a lot of young kids that are going to be coming in the summer, so
Right.
that kind of energy is
Right.
welcomed.
Right. Yeah. Never let them see you sweat. It's gonna benefit you, and just remember that it's only gonna last for a little bit.
Yeah.
You might be in the weeds for 2 hours, but you'll be out of that 2 hours in no time.
Been there.
You
Yeah.
know? And
Shot of Southern Nights.
once it's done, it's done. You can't dwell on the past. You can't fix whatever mistakes already happened, and you just got to move on.
Yeah.
I've been with some of the strictest and most self-absorbed chefs
Mm-hmm.
in this area, dating back to 1992, and my brother Jimmy Doris. He is one that I've been with since 1994.
Yeah, Jimmy. Now, are you guys? Is it blood or is it
No,
just?
it is not
okay.
blood. That is straight friendship. I was the best man at his wedding and everything else like that, and we're still best friends to the day.
Yeah, he was the first chef
know.
I ever worked with,
Yeah.
and it was Crab Fest. And I'll remember it very distinctly. Are you gonna run the fucking food? Or are you stupid? And I was like, oh, okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, Jimmy can be a very intense chef, and this is probably where I got my never let him see you sweat from.
Yeah.
Because we were complete opposites
Yeah.
when it comes to being chefs.
And I loved him. Don't get me wrong. I
Oh,
love
know,
Jimmy.
I know,
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
No, this is not the dog Jimmy at all.
No, I love Jimmy.
whatsoever.
He was great.
Jimmy is, and will always will be probably one of the best chefs I've ever worked with. I would say, out of probably, again, my 32 plus years doing this, top 3. Top 3.
Now, how many total chefs have you worked with in those 32 plus years?
9.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought it'd been more.
No.
Really?
No. I've always tried to stay and gather as much information, as much talent,
Yeah.
as much knowledge,
Yeah.
because that's one thing that nobody can take away from you
Yeah.
is knowledge. And once you gain knowledge, you can only go for more.
That's true.
So
Well, that's good. That learning is the biggest, and that's what I, like. It's funny because like you think of like a year and a half almost of like there's always stuff that I'm learning. Like one night when I was doing the whole thing for Christine, I'm like, dude, I thought Cody goes, do you want to make a blush? I'm like, what's a blush?
It'll blush.
A blush.
What was it?
Yeah.
What did you call it? Fuck. What the hell was
Blossom.
it called? The blossom. I'm like,
Well,
no. I'm like, the blossom is
blush.
what your dessert is. The blush is the sauce that we're gonna use.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm glad that turned out really well for you. I was happy to be a part of that.
No, that was cool, and I think that's one of the things why I really wanted to have you on too is like, not many people will, and even like people, especially in this industry, will stop and go, let me help you, let me coach you through this, right? And that was one of the things why I really wanted to have you on too is like, that's rare. And kind of in any industry where it's like, you know what, you were in the middle of a party too. Oh wait, no, the party got canceled.
That party canceled. Yeah, like, and not even half an hour before.
Yeah.
Your dinner, party canceled.
Yeah, but you were still cooking, you were still prepping, and it's like,
Yep.
how many people do you know, especially in our industry, that are gonna go, I'm in the middle of something, let me just help you out.
If you have the right chef, they will.
Well, see, and that's the thing, and that's why I thought it was so important. That it's like, I think people need to see that more, or it's like it's possible to have a boss where it's like, oh yeah, he's my boss, by the way. If you guys haven't figured that out,
No, I'm not.
but it's interesting to see that dynamic where you can have someone who is above you and will like work alongside you.
Absolutely.
And like the other day, we're cooking, we didn't have a dishwasher, and you hop out. You literally be doing dishes. You've been doing this for 32 years. You didn't have to do dishes.
No.
One of us could have done it.
No.
And I think that's like really important for people to see that you can have a boss or someone that truly goes, I'm going to be in this with you, and we're going to do this together.
Right. And nothing is below me.
Yeah.
I will honestly say that there's nothing that's below me. I will scrub table legs. I will do fryers. I will do whatever it takes to help my team succeed. And that goes back to my first chef, Kirby Park, who I worked with at the Barron's Inn. He taught me to be that type of chef.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, at one point in time, I was the biggest asshole chef probably in the world.
Really?
Almost, I don't want to say his Gordon Ramsay style, but yes, I was a big asshole.
Yeah.
And then I realized that being that way, and I was losing employees and losing respect and losing integrity in myself and everything. And so that it was a very short period of time. But it was a period of time that I wasn't happy with myself. So that's where I turned myself back around and to be real and original.
Yeah.
And help the team that is making my life easier.
Well, that's the whole thing too. Yeah. No, that's good because that's one of the reasons why Mom loved you so much. Where it's like, and that's why like she was, and nothing against DeSantis at all, but it was just like that switch where it's like, okay, I feel like I'm being heard. I feel like okay, if I need help, I have someone who's gonna help me, and that's one of the things that I really wanted to like bring like out there to people. It's like you can have a boss who isn't an asshole, who will help you, and things like that. And I just think that's so cool. And it's rare, especially nowadays.
It is. I mean, there's three types of chefs out there. You have corporate chefs that are bound by what the corporate tells them to do, and then they'll pass that down. Then you have what I consider semi-corporate chefs that were corporate chefs that try to bring it into aspects of businesses that are like almost mom and pop.
Okay.
And they still have that mentality and try and do that slave driving thing and think that chain of command is prominent. But you don't have the personnel to do that.
Yeah.
So, and then you have the mom and pop chefs that will tell those other two chefs fuck off because I know my people and I'm going to back my people.
Yeah.
And this is the way I do it. And
then those ones stay around.
And then, and they're the ones, the mom and pop chefs, executive chefs, whatever you want to call yourself, lead cook, that aren't demanding because their pride is, I was a corporate chef and I was this and I was that. Fuck you on your corporate chef shit. I don't give a fuck if you're a corporate chef. McDonald's got corporate chefs too. You know what they make? Yeah, they make pretty good money, but you know what they make? Fucking Big Macs and double cheeseburgers.
And fries, lots of fries.
I am providing a service to make the customer happy.
Yeah.
You don't do that. You provide a service to make the customer fucking fat. And that's all you care about. Fat and profit.
Yeah. There's no loving it. Especially when you have timed everything.
Yeah.
You ever see how they like cook the burgers and stuff like that?
Yeah. Did you ever see the pink slime videos from fucking McDonald's?
Like the old tenders? Dude, I forget what it was, but
even Burger King. Burger King can say they're fucking flame roasted and everything. It's still the same pink slime bullshit that they fucking put out at McDonald's. It's just put on a fucking conveyor belt.
Yeah. I think it was, I forget, was it 2015, 2017, something like that? It was a video on Instagram. It just popped up. And it was this pink goop, and they're like, it's like getting portioned out, and then it's going on a conveyor belt, and then it's sitting, and they're like, "Oh, this is what you're eating when you go to McDonald's."
Yep.
Never been back.
I hate to tell you, but their fucking chicken nuggets are done the same way.
Really.
Yeah. They just take pieces of fucking chicken product, whether it's fat, meat, gristle, whatever, and it's all crushed and combined and squeezed.
Why is it pink?
Preservatives? I don't know. Fucking chemicals.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. I'll still eat it. Yeah. You know me.
Ugh.
Taco Bell.
Oh.
The aliens.
Can I tell that story? Can I tell that story? Is that okay?
I don't care.
So we're gonna take a step back, and we're gonna go back to a couple months ago. We just got our ass kicked. We're like kind of cleaning up.
Yeah.
And I got a call, and you're in my phone as Rob Zombie. So Rob Zombie pulls up, and he goes, Matthew, the alien. I'm gonna put it up on the green screen too. You guys are gonna all see the video right here.
Great.
I want if you don't want me
I
to.
don't give a shit.
But he goes, Matt, the aliens are coming. No, wait, he goes, Dawn's not letting me fly, Matt. Matt, let me fly. Would you let me fly? And I'm like, Rob, what is going on, dude? He goes, Dawn, she won't let me fly. And I'm like, oh, no, he's hammered. And he said Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the reason behind all that was because I really wanted the fucking nacho fries from fucking Taco Bell. And they're like, oh, well, you're not doing a nacho. And then, you know, it just spiraled from there. So I just had to do what I had to do. You know, I wear my flannel jacket and everything. I was going to do the cholo, one button and just fly through the fucking parking lot and just say, I want my fucking nacho fries. I just want to fly. Yeah, it was bad. Dawn's the best though. I love Dawn. You know, she lets me get away with a lot of stupid shit sometimes, but no, she would not let me out the car. And then the aliens, that was a different night, or was it the same night?
No, I think the aliens were in the same night, or it was a different night. But you also sent us videos, like nothing like obviously like HR thing. It was just funny because you were like on your deck, and go, shh.
Yeah.
There's deer out there, but you were being so loud.
Again, Dawn didn't participate because I wanted her to videotape me on that one, so I had to do it solo.
But what was funny was you went, we have to be quiet.
Yeah, all the leaves in my yard and everything.
Like walking down your porch. I was like, dude. But it's just funny that like you're comfortable with us to do that. But we always get a good laugh out of it. But like there's also like the one time with the Mummers umbrellas.
Oh god, Nick was so pissed.
Dude, I know.
That's all right. I still didn't get the umbrella, fucker.
So one night, so I understand what we're talking about. One night, you're drinking, I'm drinking, and we're there. We have like a rough night or whatever.
Let's get this clear. This is only happening when I'm drinking.
And then he has a beer. So he goes, "You want to have some? You want to make a TikTok?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll make a TikTok."
Yep.
And he goes, "We're gonna grab the umbrellas. We're gonna like pop out and say like whatever." So he goes, "Oh wait, we have those Mummer umbrellas." And I'm like, "Oh no." So he gets up, runs, and goes to dry storage and like heads up. And then we go. He's walking, and he's like, "Nick, Nick," and I'm like, "Oh,
yelling
no.
at the top of my lungs."
And he's like, "You're just going for it." And we get upstairs, and you start yelling for Nick, and I'm like, "Oh no, Nick's gonna kill me." I'm just guilty by association at this point.
Sure.
And
yep. If I'm gonna go down, you're gonna go down with me.
I knew it. I was like, "Yeah."
We will crash and burn together.
So we get up there, and Nick is. It's like it's got to be like 12 o'clock, 1 in the morning.
It's at least 1.
1, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go, "Where are the umbrellas?" And Nick's like, "Shut the fuck up, Rob. Go home."
Yeah. Yeah. Nick wasn't happy.
And then you go, "I'm
not
sleeping here."
Not that he's happy all the time, but that's just Nick. So I like to poke fun at Nick and everything else. I love Nick to death.
I do like Nick. I like Nick a lot. He does bust my balls.
He's good to fuck with, and mess around and everything else like that. And then I do shit intentionally just to piss him off, but that's my job.
Yeah, I hear that.
So
yeah,
It is what it is. It's my job to, piss everybody off there. If everybody pisses me off, I'm gonna give it right back.
Better be pissed off than pissed on, right?
Well, it depends on what you like.
Fair. Very fair. Very fair. OBJ. So now coming into like let's go in your 20th year coming on to being like a chef.
My 20th year? Christ, now you gotta make me think.
I can see the smoke coming out of your ears.
Yeah, right. So I was 35,
Okay.
maybe. I had to step back that a little bit. In 2006, I had major back surgery.
Okay. What was his name?
Guervo.
Okay. Blows you back.
Kind of went a little broke back.
Jose Cuervo?
Yeah. No, that was way before that one.
I can't throw you off like that. I'm so sorry.
Nope, never will. I was working in 2006. This was hang on. Let me go back a little bit before that. I did my stint. Let me lay out the timeline. Okay, so graduated in 92. 94, I met Jimmy Doris.
Okay.
He was the chef. I was the sous chef at the place called the Mansion House.
Okay.
In Phoenixville, which is the
Perky.
Yeah. Not the Pick. The one that's over there by Lowe's.
Yeah, it's Perky.
In Oaks.
It's a bar?
No, this is the one in Phoenixville. It was the Perkiomen Tavern. Do you know where Produce Junction is?
Yes.
Go across that bridge.
Okay.
Into Phoenixville.
Okay.
There was that restaurant that was on the right-hand side. I don't remember what it was.
I'm not familiar. I'm sorry.
If anybody knows Phoenixville, everybody knows what the Mansion House was. Him and I ran that from 94 to 98, I want to say. He left. I ran it for another year. Then I took off because I fell in love with Quiet Dawn, a stripper.
No, you did not. No, you did not.
Not because of Dawn. Dawn is later on in my life. Yeah, I met a stripper then, and then I left there.
No.
I left there, went up to Cavada's in Pottstown. I don't know if you know where Cavada's is.
No, I don't.
It's up
I
on
do not.
724.
Okay. Yeah.
Cavada's Britain Lounge. Jimmy was there. When he left the Mansion House, he was there. I went up there, and then I met this girl. We went down to Maryland, which I thought was a great thing because it was just another building block for me to learn seafood and backgrounds and stuff like that. I mean, again, knowledge. Taking knowledge. Knowledge is the key to everything, especially in culinary. There's so many different talents. There's so many different skills. There's so many different aspects of food that you can just learn. So I took on that aspect. Then I came back in 2000. Then that's when I met my ex-wife, and all hell fucking went from there.
I've heard.
So we won't talk about that, 2 decades. But I was always gaining knowledge and going there. But anyway, back in 2006, I had my back surgery.
Okay.
I blew out my disc. I was working at it's called Joanne Fabrics.
I've heard of it, but I'm not.
It's like Michael's.
Never been there. Yeah.
Something like that. And right next door was a place called Salad Works.
Mm-hmm.
So Salad Works back in the day was just the newest thing on the block and everything. They would do fresh salads and fresh tossed pastas and blah, blah, blah. Well, I was doing between both jobs. I blew my disc out, my L4, L5. Took me out for about 10 years. So 10 years, because the surgery didn't work out and everything else like that. But when I came back, then I went back to Limerick.
Okay.
So that didn't work out. Went to Rivercrest, and now here I am, back again.
So how was Rivercrest?
Rivercrest is an awesome country club. If you're a millionaire plus. So, again, my chef there he was a great guy.
Yeah.
Everything else, the people I worked with were great. My boss was great until COVID hit, and then they all freaked out because they're a bunch of liberals. Um, so, I was outside on a 160-degree grill with 8 feet in front of me in every direction, but yet I still had to have a mask. I'm like, fuck you.
You still had to have the what?
Mask.
Oh.
Yeah. The golf people didn't have to have a mask. Didn't matter if they had a mask as long as I had a mask on top of a 160-degree grill. Fuck you. Nope. Done.
Mm-mm.
So
Didn't someone pass out a while ago because they had the mask on?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
Don't know.
But yeah, that was a wild time. That was a wild time.
It was a wild time, and that I think those 2 years during COVID literally killed the restaurant industry.
You know what's funny is that exact sentence Cody said too.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, and Cody's every 100% right.
Yeah.
It did. It killed it. Not as far as business wise, but as far as respect, as far as
he said literally the same exact thing.
just the demand, the expectations, the laziness of people that want to try even get into the fucking industry.
Don't even get me started. 'Cause that, yeah.
What they did, and here's the thing, is when they did try to bring the industry back in, is they offered people that worked at McDonald's and Burger King and Taco Bell, and I'm not knocking these places. It's not their fault. It's the fault of the economy that, to pay somebody $15 an hour that has no physical education
Yeah.
in the service industry.
See, and
when
that's
you had people that have been in there for 10, 20 years just trying to make ends meet.
Well, see, that's the whole thing, and this is what the whole debate is too, is people now. So they're saying that because of COVID, right? People were used to, this is my career, been with these people for so long, right? And they pay me well, but now because of COVID and the new generation, they go, "Fuck you, pay me." So it's like, well, all right, I could be getting okay. For $15, you can go and dishwasher work at Chick-fil-A. Guaranteed Sundays off. Only work 5 days a week. $15 an hour plus certain benefits. People are gonna be that'll work at McDonald's. Oh, make 13. Just go there. I have no holes barred. It's no holes barred. I'll just go. And that's the thing is it makes it hard for family-owned businesses to compete with that, because you have these corporate places that are well, we have billions of dollars.
Right.
We can back this $15, $16, $17.
Right.
But then you have these family-owned businesses where it's well, can I really afford that extra dollar? Because what? You say they work 40 hours a week. The extra dollar, that's another $40, $40. Now you're incrementally over a couple $1,000s over the year.
I'm going to make a movie reference to you. Did you ever see the movie Demolition Man?
No. Not. Lay it on me.
Watch that movie.
Okay.
The movie Demolition Man, if anybody knows that movie, Sylvester Stallone and what's her name? Can't remember it. Sandra Bullock got into this scuffle and saved apparently the mayor of San Los Angeles, whatever the hell they call it. And then they go to, he's like, I would like to invite you to dinner at Taco Bell.
Okay.
Okay. Sylvester Stallone asked Sandra Bullock, he's like, Taco Bell? She said, yes. Taco Bell was the one that won the franchise war. After every war, this was like the denigration of,
yeah,
all the, civilization and everything.
Okay.
Taco Bell, corporate. Taco Bell. I mean, think about it. Taco Bell has KFC.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen. To what extent, I don't know. Can't predict the future. But corporates are definitely gonna wind up taking over. I mean, look at what they're doing now. Here's a prime example. There's certain McDonald's, there's certain Burger Kings, there's certain corporates that are doing AI ordering and AI
Yeah, there's one in Canada.
Servicing.
I think was open. Yeah.
Yeah. So those types of businesses were built for kids. That's why minimum wage was actually produced.
Yeah.
Your minimum wage is only to get you by as your child and everything else like that. Yes.
To learn a skill, to learn
Correct.
the work ethic. Yeah, I understand.
And then I'm pretty sure Cody might have probably even touched on this as well. But that's just to get you. I mean, if you want to stay in that business, fine. There's many levels that you can, reach. Corporate, district, national. I mean, and it's endless possibility. And yes, the pay is really, really well. But if you're just trying to make ends meet as a teenager or semi-teenager or whatever you want to do up to about 20, just to get yourself some money, living in mama's basement, whatever you want to do, that's fine. You cannot, but here's the thing though, you can't bitch about your lifestyle if you're 27, 32, 35 living in mama's basement, working at McDonald's because you decided not to better yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what the society is getting to be all about. It's you don't want to better yourself. There's so many opportunities out there. So many. And then now we have to pay dishwashers 15, 16, 17. I've heard of a company right now that's a private owned pizza place paying their dishwashers $20 an hour to wash dishes. That's fucked up because they're lazy. People are lazy.
I agree. And that's the whole problem is you have someone who come in, let's say at like trap time, it's closed. So let's say they come in, they make 13, right? But they'll go and they'll look, oh, well, I could do the same job for 16 here for a corporate. So there is that whole thing where it's like people are worried about like robots taking over because if you go to some place like Osteria, right off Germantown Pike, right? Roberto, fantastic chef, owns the place. He cooks, he cleans, he sends his servers home, and he will vacuum and he'll reset because he goes, I want it done right. And there's something so amazing about that I feel like we're losing. Mm-hmm. People will be like, instead of like, stopping at a Creekside and getting a good burger, or they want a nice flatbread, or, whatever they're doing, they go, oh, well, you know what? I'll just run to McDonald's.
Right.
Get a shitty burger.
Right.
That's probably double the calories.
Absolutely, it is.
And cooked by a machine. It's literally, they put it on a tray, they put it in the thing, it goes beep, they pull it out of the tray.
Yep. No skill set whatsoever. McDonald's, when it was first built, was the precursor for assembly line.
That's what they said, yeah.
Yep. So, but now everything became automated. So, do you actually think, it is now 2023, 2024, in the next 25 years that whole business won't be automated?
Yeah, and you're already seeing it. And the thing is, too, is if you really think about it, they're already kind of like robots when they're there.
Yep.
A lot of them are probably high, too. But that's a Sigma. Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Depends on what city you're at.
Yeah. That was a Sigma. My bad, guys. But long story short is they're like robots. Okay, they hear a beep, turn around, open this up. Yeah. It's not like you're like, Matt, timing. You have to worry about the flatbread. You have to worry about the burger that's on there. You have to worry about how you're sauteing this, how this is crisping here, whether you're putting your vegetables in first, then your meats, then once they're together, then you saute them. Yeah. And it's like there's a science to it. But with it's just open the door, pull the burger out.
So you take a 15, 16, 17-year-old that's doing McDonald's who might be in culinary in school, at a trade school, and expect them to learn what they're doing in school the correct way in preparing food and personalizing food and plate setups and everything, then go to a job that is automated, basically. And when they're done, where are they going to go?
You've learned nothing.
Nope. They have the mindset of the culinary tech school with the work ethic of an automated service.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot combine the two.
And it's hard because I get it. There's a need for people to do that job. And I don't think it's a bad thing because it'll teach work ethic, teach showing up on time, which is great. But that's the whole point of like having the minimum wage.
Right.
But it would be a really rough transition for someone to be at like McDonald's, then being like, okay, I'm gonna go work with you, and you have like a 200-person wedding, or 120-person funeral that ends up being 330. I remember that day.
It happens.
I remember that day.
It happens.
But no, what I'm saying is like there's a difference, and it's good to learn, but there has to. I think there's something so beautiful about the human element where it's like they'll mess up or
Food is human element.
well, that's the whole thing. And like, what was it?
Food is love.
Did you ever watch The Menu?
Yes.
Okay, remember Tyler?
Loved it.
It was great. So remember Tyler, the guy who brought My Future Wife on there.
Yes.
I forget her name.
Yeah.
The yeah. So he goes, food is an art. It is life on its cusp, and you take it and you create something totally new with it. It's organic, and I'm butchering the
Right.
whole line, but he's like goes into this beautiful thing about how like the art is.
It is.
And you look at it and it goes, a chef can tell you the exact moment the oyster has had his last mussel.
That's how I was taught.
See, that's the thing, and isn't that and the Creed's is seafood, right?
Mhm.
So it's interesting to see that because people will go and they'll look at all us just be like beat, especially me because I'm a dickhead. I walk out, I'm just tired, right? But then it's like they don't realize like when you're there during the day, you're prepping, you're taking your time,
Yep.
you're sautéing this, you're putting this in your that Alabama sauce is a 3-step process, right? Make a mango habanero, almost blow up the kitchen with that.
I tell you
But-
what, from anybody that has never actually had any formal background in any cooking aspects besides maybe at home, you are one of 3 people that I know that have advanced the most in the past year I've known
Well,
you.
see, that's why I wanted to have you on so bad because you were one of the biggest people that showed me how to do that. You and Jimmy DeSantis, and especially you, way past since you left. But that's a different conversation. But the point being is like this is one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on because there's so few and far between to find a boss who's gonna go, you're a dumbass, but let me show you.
Right.
And you're not going to freak out. Listen, we've all freaked out. I'm notorious for that. But point being, and this is why I thought it was
How
so
often have I ever freaked out?
very small. And if anything, it's usually Nick's when he's involved. But my point being is, and this is why I thought it was important, is like you can learn a skill, but I think one of the things that kids these days are missing, even kids my age, 23, is there's a work ethic that people expect out of you. But if you want to
Well,
learn,
that's in any profession.
and I understand that, but if you want to learn something and you want to gain a skill, you want to get good at something, you have to have that work ethic and you have to be coachable.
Correct.
And that's why I get so frustrated with people that we bring in, like even like
Yeah.
and it's like
Grimace.
you have this experience, but you're not coachable.
Yeah.
And then because you're not coachable, you're not getting it. So then your work ethic's gonna dwindle.
Right.
And this is what like, and then and Tad's off to Jake. I know he's our dishwasher, but he's been doing a pretty good job. I know he's been missing some
getting there.
things, but it's like he's being coachable. And like last night, like he had a bunch of stuff done. I'm like he's waiting for us. I'm like that's what it should be.
Right.
And I think it's
Well,
you're
if anybody knows, and you know I've said this for quite a while, that, in a kitchen, in an establishment, sports bar, any bar, everything starts with the fryer. Everything starts with the fryer. If the fryer doesn't have their shit together and it's not on time, it throws every other timing
every
off.
time.
So
And I do feel bad for Luke, and I have apologized to him before. It's like I've been really rough on him recently.
he needs to get his shit the fucking together.
I know.
And,
I love you, Luke. I love you,
I
Luke.
put my foot up his ass.
I love you, Luke. I love you so much.
I've told him once or twice already. If you can get your shit together, get the
Get
fuck off my line.
I love you, Luke. I really do. I love him. But no, and it was funny because I was glad.
I have no problem telling anybody that.
I know.
If anybody I see is sinking without trying to produce what they need to do within means, I straight up will tell them, get off my fucking line.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's why I was glad I started there. So like, when Jimmy asked me, he was like, "Hey, I'd love to like get you like going like, let's do this." I'm like, "All right, cool. I'd love to learn." He started there, and it's like I can realize like, if I look over, okay, Gordon has this flatbread, he has this burger. I look on the ticket, and I'm ahead of him, I can keep that there, and I know that'll be ready, and then I can start working ahead of him.
Right.
But then it's like, if I see, okay, that's probably his tailgater, and I'm 3 tickets behind, and I have 3 baskets, I can catch up. So it was nice because then, like, as you progress on the line, your timing gets better. So like, it is an interesting job, and it's so cool because like
setup and slacking and preemptive, that all takes.
yeah.
You have to know, especially working in that building, our building, we pretty much know.
Yeah.
And just like any other restaurant, y'all pretty much, executive chefs, sous chefs, whatever, y'all know what each day of the week is going to bring. So if you're set up within those parameters for that day, there shouldn't be an issue.
There should not.
Shouldn't be an issue. You shouldn't have to run out to the hill, or shouldn't have to run out to a freezer. You shouldn't have to run. Yes, we are limited space, and sometimes we have to. But like I said, in the past year, even though I've been there for a little over a year and a half, the process that you guys have learned.
If you need to take that, you can.
That's all right. It's only a fucking pen. The process and learning curves that you guys have adapted and overcome and everything else like that is unmeasurable. I mean, after a year, you guys have, for being 19, 19, 23.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what? I don't think I know any kitchen that I've ever worked in that has a 19-year-old assistant kitchen manager, another 19-year-old head expo assistant, whatever, lead person, and you as a 23-year-old who's in college, went to teaching, whatever else like that, with no skills, no knowledge, didn't even want to fucking do this shit. And then to turn around in a year and accomplish what you guys have all accomplished is fucking amazing.
Well,
I don't think
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Any restaurant can knock what you 3 have done.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, and I know Gordon and Molly will hear this, but like, and I know Molly will give me shit for this later, but I do love this. Even Luke, like, and what's cool is like I know like, let's say like you're not there. Let's say a Wednesday or whatever it is, or you're not like Mondays, and like if I have those 2, Gordon and Molly, I am not worried. Because even Gage said the one night, like it was TRT, and he goes, I feel like I'm not doing anything.
Right.
And we're just going around, and like I think someone was expoing, and I heard Gordon goes, I'm already ahead of that. And I was like, and then like Gage laughed, and it was funny because sometimes I forget like our ages, and then like the one night, Gage was like he was up in the front, he was doing what you did,
right?
He was expoing, and he was just chilling. Nothing against him at all. I'm just saying it's just. The 3
it was
of us,
like his second or third night
yeah,
there.
Him
too.
and I.
So and then I believe it was his second, maybe his third night there on a TRT night.
Yeah.
Which can be anywhere from like 250 to 500 fucking people.
Yeah.
Within a matter of 4 hours.
Yeah. And he was just up there, and he was expoing, and he was just like, I don't even have to do anything. And I'm like, yeah, dude, we just. Because the 3 of us work together really well.
Yes, you do.
And I do. Yes, I genuinely mean this. I love those 2 people.
Yeah,
they're
absolutely
I
love
awesome.
my crew, and I would never, and I've told you, and I've told you guys in numerous texts through the whole group text that if I had the 4 of you on any open day to do any type of catering or any type of restaurant, you could take me and my 3 guys and put me in the kitchen, we'll rock it.
And I think too, and like again, this I don't want to keep blowing smoke up your ass, but it's not like because I think all of us have a massive amount of respect for you.
Absolutely.
Like the fact that Molly goes, Rob, don't leave. It's just like, and Molly doesn't like all the new people that are in the kitchen.
The respect is given back too. I respect you guys and love you guys too. So, and I think that's a big thing. And see, that's where I went back to where I used to be an asshole chef, and I never had that respect. I think that maybe 15, 25 years ago, that kind of turned around for me and learned how to respect my staff and everything else like that. So I've always lived my life that way ever since I've been in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Since then. So, respect's given where it's due.
Yeah. Can you believe it's almost been 15 minutes since we started this?
We got so much more.
Dude,
to
I
talk
know.
about.
I know.
Part deuce. And I'm almost out of beer.
I should have wrote more down. But no, it's just and this is gonna sound weird, but it's like I never thought I'd see myself as like in the kitchen or Chef Moose Knuckle. I was
Chef
like,
Moose
what is it?
Knuckle,
Lord Farquaad
Moose. Matt has such a title, it won't fit on his chef jacket.
Lord Farquaad
Lord
Moose.
Farquhar Moose Knuckle Lepore. The whore. I had to throw it in there.
It's okay.
Just a little
Dude, I've
dig.
been called Lahore my whole life.
Yeah, well,
Well,
you
'cause
know, it's better than Cooper Pooper Snooper.
That's fair. Well, it's funny. So my best friend Ben Derek Angelo, I'll shout him out real quick. In Pakistan, there is a city or a town called Lahore.
I don't think it's spelled the same.
No, it's not. It's Lahore. So it's literally just missing the P, and it's called Lahore, Pakistan. So he screenshot it and like sent it to a bunch of our like wrestling football buddies. Shit went viral at school, and they're like Lahore. I'm like, no,
That's crazy.
because then the teacher's like, why are you saying Lahore? Oh, it's a town in Pakistan.
Right.
Teacher.
Right.
Look, yeah.
Hello. Yeah, just a whore. I'm just a whore. Whatever.
Not anymore.
It is what it is.
Not anymore.
Well, that's good. I'm
Yeah,
good. I'm glad to see you're settling down. I was a little concerned about those STDs. But,
I
you know.
never had it.
Come on now. You don't think we're not going to end this on a the kitchen way?
You know what's funny is I respect it so much because you guys do think of this, but like any like new runner or new dishwasher or new
I try to give a little respect for them. I mean, they're young and everything else like that.
Well, no,
and
it's
that
just
lasts
funny.
for about 10 minutes.
Well, it's funny because you guys go in the interview because Jake goes, yeah, they asked if like they were okay with like cursing or kitchen talk, and then the one new runner, I was like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, are you okay like with whatever? She goes, I was already talked about that. It is what it is.
Well, you know, because people are sensitive today, and we have to be sensitive. Fuck you and your fucking
You don't want to get me on this rant now, dude. It pisses me the fuck off.
Fuck your feelings. Facts matter, and that's the end of it,
dude. I'm so sick and tired. It's gonna.
Now we're getting into a little other debate. That we'll probably have to get into another time.
You and I are in the same place.
There's gonna be probably some sanctions on his web or his podcast, but I'll try to turn it down a little bit.
I already have a violation on TikTok.
Yeah, well. They have yet to met me, so.
No, you were pretty even keel.
I'm trying to be a little professional on this one because I know, I'm just trying to respect you and your podcast and your thing and everything else like that.
Well, no. So the thing is about
trust me, there will be another time where we will go off the fucking hook.
That sounds great. Well, no, I do think in a lot of respects, you are very professional. I think when it comes to the actual work and the cleanliness and things like that, like you are very professional.
I am.
Now,
I'm very hard. I am my worst critic.
Yeah.
I will criticize myself and I will critique myself. And if there's something even the slightest bit off, trust me, I'll beat myself up for 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Even if it's just something off as far as a temperature-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
I am that crucial on myself.
Well, I know. And I think that's the other reason, again, just going back, is like that people respect you is like, yeah, you might give someone else shit, but you might also give yourself shit even more.
I will give myself shit because I gave that person shit because it was my fault for them fucking up.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. But yeah, dude, this is awesome. We're coming up on 54 minutes, so wrapping this up. You guys can reach out to Rob on different platforms, so it'll all pop up live. So you want to tell them your
yeah, I have an OnlyFans page.
She just
it's 69.
I don't want to be here anymore. Oh, you did not just do that. Anyways, what is your TikTok?
I don't have TikTok.
Okay.
I do have TikTok, but I don't fucking know what it is. I just watched this fucking Moose Knuckle. So, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know. Rob Cooper, I don't know. Fucking whatever the hell it is.
I'll find it and put it up.
Yeah, you can.
I'll
find
I'll
me.
find his
You'll
tags.
know it.
You guys will see it. It'll pop up.
I do have 2 separate accounts on Facebook because one gets suspended a lot because I'm politically incorrect. whatever the fuck that means. But, you know, it is what it is. Do you need some mouth to mouth?
This is how he is every day.
I try, you know.
No, it's good. It's good.
It's
But
all
thanks,
good.
guys, for tuning in. I'll put all those tags up so you guys can reach them. We have episodes out every Wednesday. So we will see you guys next week.
All right.